What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. I'm Pete. This is Gonzalo. And this is Noah Knows. This is the show that's going to take the guesswork out of home remodeling.
That's right, guys. Stick around because remember, if you didn't know, you'll know. All right, Pete.
So what's happening today, Gonzalo?
We got a lot going on.
Our second episode. Yep. Our second episode.
So, which, by the way, for our viewers, let us know how the first one fell. How do you guys like it? Right?
Yeah. If it was too long, let us know because our show is driven by you guys at home.
So please send in your questions, your comments. How do you like the first show? Be gentle. All right. It was our first. Pete, let's start with our Q&A. So these questions we got during the week from our viewers, and also questions that we get asked all the time during the process and whenever people call in here and, they give us these questions. And question number one is, what makes Noah different? What can we tell our viewers about what makes Noah different?
I guess the biggest thing that separates us from the rest, what makes Noah different, is that we're a purely a design and build firm. So we come out to the house and we are actually the architect and the builder in one. So you call us out, we come in, we listen to your wants, your needs, we take your inspiration photos. We're able to sit down, blend that all together, and not only come up with a beautiful design that works for you, and your family and the functionality of the home, but we can also work with a budget. So as we're designing, we're also designing with a budget in mind. So we blend those two things together instead of just going to an architect first that designs exactly what you want, and then you put that out to bid. And then guess what? Maybe you can't afford that. So then you got to go back to the drawing board, cost you more money, stuff like, that. So I would say that's primarily what makes Noah different than the rest of the companies out there.
That's right, guys. Real information right there, because how many times do we get the phone call where people say, hey, I have these plans, but I can't find somebody to build it because I can't afford it, right? So pretty much what we do here and what you're telling us is you tailor every project just to meet the needs and the wants to every specific customer.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do we have people come in with architectural plans that we have to revise just to make it fit into a budget? So why do double the work? Come to us. We can work it out and before you get too far into the process and make sure we can build something that fits your budget.
That's great. All right. So that's a wrap for question number one. We're going to go to question number two that we get asked all the time as well. And this is, what is our process? People call here, what is the Noah process? What can they expect from us?
So our process is like we were just discussing. Our process is you call here, you get an appointment with either myself or one of my project developers. And by the way, if a project developer comes out to your house, they're not just them representing the company. They come back to me, and I work on every project that comes through here. Everyone gets my design abilities too, and I price and help them budget all those jobs. But
so let me touch right there. That's a very vital piece of information because you're not just getting a person, you're getting the whole Noah team, right? So the whole Noah team
from the beginning,
whole production team, project managers, Pete's expertise on everything. So just let them know that,
Yeah, that's why it takes a little longer sometimes to get an estimate, because we're not just throwing a square foot number out there, which we'll get into in future episodes. But yeah, we have a team that comes in. We take your inspiration. They're all trained to do exactly as I do. They're going to take your questions. They're going to take pictures. They're going to draw your home. And we come in, we brainstorm a design, and we put together a budget. And listen, if we come back to you with a budget that's outside of the range that you want to be at, we can go back to the drawing board and redesign it. That's the beauty of working with a design and build outfit. That's an architect and builder as one.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. And this is another one of the hot questions out there. When they call, when people see us on the streets, when we're working and, neighbor walks by and they come and talk to the guys or talk to us on the job because, we're there a lot, right? And these questions just hit all the time is, what type of projects do Noah do? Is my job too small for you? Is my job too big for you? So why don't we tell our audience, what type of projects does Noah do?
That's a great question because we do get that asked all the time. We do look intimidating to everybody out there because we do a lot of large scale. whole house renos and new construction. Yes, that is our forte. But the smallest projects I say that we do, and we do it well, is roofing, siding, windows. I mean, we do a lot of those projects where it's a full exterior reno. We don't just do a bathroom. So, and don't get discouraged, because it's not because we don't want your job. It's just because we're so large that the scheduling, we wouldn't be efficient for you. You know, a bathroom like that would probably be better off with like a handyman that comes in and does something like that. We're more geared, as I said, design and build. So you come in, we put everything together for you. We work with more of inspections and permits and stuff like that. So yeah, the scheduling for us wouldn't work for just the bathroom. But if we did, the smallest project we would do is a kitchen. So kitchens we do all the time. You know, those are our fill-in projects. We do a lot of kitchens, but our meat and potatoes is extensions and dormers and mid-range renovations, which is like a dormer, second story.
Not to say that if somebody comes to us with the kitchen and 2 bathrooms, then that's...
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's people ask us that all the time, and people get offended. They're like, "Oh, you don't want to do my bathroom?" It's not that. It's just we wouldn't be efficient.
That's right. So we'd rather be honest and tell them, listen, for a bathroom, you're better off somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
All right, Pete. So that's a wrap for our Q&A. Pete, please take us to our mystery guest.
So today, on this episode, our mystery guest is Anthony Como. He's Nationwide Mortgage Bankers. And Anthony, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm very excited to be here. I'm just as excited as you. I'm Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, Anthony Como, been in business 23 years. We do every type of loan there is. But one I really wanted to talk about is the loans we do for the contractor, no construction. So I'm very excited to go over it. And basically what we do is there's a ton of people that call Noah and they want to renovate their house, but they don't have the equity. Or there's really only 2 ways for a loan bank to do a renovation type loan, which one would be a cash or refinance, 80 LTV of what your loan is, your value, or to do something called an equity line, which again is 80 LTV of your value. So what we bring to the table is a loan called home style or 2 or 3K, which it is a huge plus for a homeowner that's looking to do a renovation, small or large. And it brings the value of the after improved value of the home to play. Meaning, if you have a house that's worth $500,000, you want to do a renovation of say $350,000, and your house is only worth $500,000, you owe $200,000. You cannot get enough money to do your renovation with a regular loan. Well, with a home style 203K, you're allowed to tap into the equity of the house as if Noah finished it, which means we do the renovation, your house will be worth $1 million now. I can go to 95% of that value. So when you sit with the team at Noah and you come up with your number, we do a value estimate of after improved, meaning your house is completely renovated. When your house is completely renovated, it's going to be worth a lot more money than it's worth today. And I can tap into that equity, which makes a huge plus for a homeowner that's looking to get a renovation that really doesn't know there's this option out there.
Wow.
And that's the 203K one.
And home style, yes. That's 2 versions.
That's awesome. So you pretty much answered my first question that I have there was type of loans. So thank you for all that info, Anthony. And I'm going to go to second question that we have here is the criteria.
So the criteria is simple. Anyone can get this loan as long as your credit score is 620 or above. And as long as you have the ability to know that what your project is and what you're looking to do. So what the best type of criteria that I tell people is don't worry about what your value is. Don't worry about what you owe. It doesn't matter, because when the renovation is complete, it's going to be worth a much larger number. We can tap into that number before you even start your job.
That's great. All right. And let me just, Peter, ask you one question here. How many of these jobs do we do a year? Just so people understand the ability, the advantage.
I think we do like maybe 20
a year at least.
20 a year.
That's right. So for all of that people that are dreaming out there or having this beautiful renovation and you just don't have the savings, right? You don't have the funds or anything like that. Just know this is a great opportunity out there, and we do them a lot because, thanks to Anthony that helps customers out and is able to put these things together for them. So that's another way, right? Another method for you to get to your dream. build your dream home.
If I could touch on that, the podcast is great because, again, 23 years in the business, I have not yet met a client that knows this loan exists. No matter how much advertising we do, how much we talk to the contractors, I deal with all the consultants that are involved. Every homeowner that calls me, their first question is, I talked to Noah. They said you can help us. People just don't know this exists because everyone, including myself, all the years of lending, all the years of being in a home, you know, if you want to take cash out, it's 80% of what your value is. This loan gives you such a uptick on what's going on because of the after-approved value spot that most people now will probably come out of the woodwork. Hey, I can do my renovations. Because again, most people call a regular bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, they're all great. I want to do renovations. Okay, what's your value? 500,000. I owe 300. You can only get 100 grand. And it's over. Nobody talks anything about it. Nobody says anything else. So right away, you have a client that's now, okay, I can't do it. Right. So fortunately for us, when you call me, they call me. And as soon as I sit down with them, they cannot believe this exists because most lenders don't do it anymore. It's a very, very good loan. And it was very popular years and years ago, but a lot of companies pulled out of it. I don't know why, because it really is all the people that want to do a major innovation or even maybe 100,000. This is a much better way to do it. You don't have to borrow from your 401k or you don't have to do other stuff. It just makes it a one-stop shop. We handle everything. The contractor gets money in draws. So you're not giving all your money to a contractor, which is huge.
Right. Thank you for that. Huge. So that was one of the other questions that we get all the time. Well, if Noah Construction is bringing me to the banker, was not to say that the banker is going to give Noah Construction all the money up front and I'm going to get screwed, right? Yeah, so explain the process really quick.
So basically, even though you come to me from Noah, you're my client. Me and Noah don't even talk about you. We go over with the client. The only thing I ask Noah is, please give me a full estimate, plans, drawings, so I can do my appraisal. Once that comes in, lets everything works out, we come up with a number, we close on a Monday. Once the loan is registered, there's a consultant involved. That consultant is working for Noah and for the client. More the client than Noah, but to make sure everyone's on the same page. So if Noah now takes your roof off, calls some money. Okay, listen, I did roof, siding, windows, and I started sheathing. Calls for the consultant, we'll pay him for those things only. So your money, even though your loan was say $300,000, that money goes in an escrow account like your escrow's free taxes insurance. The only way to access it is Noah does the work, consultant does his report or her report. They come to us. Okay, we need to release out of the $300,000 a detailed amount. So now they release $100,000, but before Noah gets the $100,000, which is very important that people know this, we hold back 10% on the whole job. So even when Noah is completely done and you're living your home, it's gorgeous, Noah is still 10% and not going to get paid. Why? To make sure it's all done correctly. We do one final inspection, we get your CO, and Noah gets the rest of the money.
And every inspection, just so everybody knows, is an inspection from the bank and also the customer must sign for the release of that money.
Correct. So basically, the customer says, okay, I'm ready for money. Noah gives us a sheet. We call for the inspection. The inspection comes back with a full report, pictures and report. It shows what was done, what not was done. That then goes to the homeowner to sign to make sure they agree, then to Noah to sign to make sure they agree, then back to us. Now, it seems like a lot. It's all done within 24 to 48 hours and then about a week to get your money. And then we just move forward. But as you work, you just keep going, and it's a nonstop constant flow of work, so nobody's waiting around, and you get completely secure.
Great.
Right. After approved, that after approved value is the key.
You know, just remember, you like I said, very simply, you own a house, especially now, you're buying houses between $500,000 and $800,000. Some of them need a lot of work. So I get this question from my clients all the time. I usually have a husband and wife. One wants to buy, one wants to sell. And I always say, you know what? I want you to go out and look for a brand new house. They come back to me, Anthony, we found a house of 1.3. It still needs a kitchen and 2 bathrooms. This is why this loan is so important. If you like where you live, you love your neighbors, which I do, I would never move. You want to stay there, you want to build up. Again, most people, I can't build up. I can't afford it. I can't get equity. Now you can. When that house is done, it's worth a lot more than you think. And even if it wasn't worth what you thought it was worth, that house is done 100% to what you wanted. So it's worth more no matter what, because even if you found a house for $1.3 million and your house worth $1.3 million, that house for $1.3 million is not done the way you want it. The colors aren't done. The kitchen's not done. So by doing this, not only are you getting exactly what you want,
You're not buying somebody else's taste.
Exactly. And you're getting a brand new home or completely redone to your liking, your specifications, exactly what you're looking for, kind of honestly designed by Noah for you, which is the biggest plus of all.
You know, just to touch a little bit on timeline. So some clients come to us and they're like in a rush because the wife's pregnant, they're having a baby, they need the room, or the in-laws are moving in, something like that. So I go out and see them. I give them the number. They ask about financing. I give them over to you. What does that timeline look like, Anthony? Like how much time do they need? So they're not calling me and they all of a sudden thinking they can start the work right away.
Yeah. So basically what I tell them is very simple. Because you and me have so well worked together for so many years of knowing what to do, we're a 30-day close. Worst comes to worst, 40 days. However, though, once you close, you still got to get your permits. You still got to do what you got to do. So once we close on that Monday of 30 days later, you now file for your permits. So depending on the town you're in, it could be right away, could be another month and a half, 2 months.
So they got to do the loan prior before we even file them.
Now, you can file for permits first. You more than well. What I usually do is I get them pre-approved, and once the loan is submitted with a commitment, I tell them, call Noah's Construction, start your permits immediately. They now do their permits. So by the time we close, you're 3-4 weeks ahead of them.
This way they know they can have the money.
And you could start immediately. So once we start and the loan is now closed and registered, you can call for money immediately. But most of your jobs, you go in, you do what you have to do. So by the time you're ready to call for your first draw, they're already a month ahead of the game, which is huge, and why you want to make sure you just keep going with it.
So on that timeline, right? So the customer calls you, hey, Anthony, I just seen Pete. I want to get going. I need money to do this job. How long does it take from that first phone call till they actually get the money?
I would say 2 months just to play
2 months before they can get the money.
Just because, like I said, they come to me, we're ready, plans ready to go. We get their loan submitted, we close, we do what we have to do, it gets registered. Now, it could get registered within 5 days. Sometimes it takes a little longer because these loans are becoming very popular. So most of the time, 45 days, 2 months just to play safe.
Yeah, so that's really important to play and the whole scheme of getting these jobs ready to go, because they call in, it takes us, if they decide to move forward, it takes us about 2 months to get plans ready to file with the architect engineer. So while that's going on, they could be working with you to get their loan. Then we're ready to file, they're ready to close. So it's very important that you guys got to be prepared for all this as it comes at you. So,
now, Pete, let me, I have a question for you now. So, because, these are questions that we get all the time, right? So is Noah going to work as fast as if I was in a bank job or a 203K loan or something? What can we tell our viewers there?
I mean, the projects go as fast as the money comes out of the bank. So usually working with Nationwide, they're very fast with that. There's other banks out there that drag their feet that can pretty much hinder us moving as fast as we can.
Right.
So that's why I try to push everyone to go with Nationwide, because, working with them, they're very fast when it comes to the.
Let me touch on that for a second. It's very important to me too. So, because we have such a good relationship, and this is with anyone, but me and Pete are on the same page with a lot of things. When you go to another lender besides me, I'm not going to say all of them because every lender is great. They all have their plus and minuses. But when it comes to any loans that my company does, we stay on these loans from start to finish. If you went to a broker, if you went to a broker to do this loan, he brokers the loan. Once that loan closes, you will never see this broker again. You'll never talk to him again. You're lucky if his phone and his email are the same in a month. With us, even though the loan closed, we're done, we don't stop until the loan is funded and you're completely done moving. We talk constantly. Hey, what's going on? Then he'll call me, listen, the Jones file, I'm getting ready to call for money. Okay, no problem. Let's call something now. Let's try to get it in quick. And then when we get it, email me. We go back and forth. And I make sure that loan goes from a email to get money right to accounting to make sure that we do our title search, we do our review on the draw, and we get it out quickly. If you don't have that piece, you're talking a 3 to 4 week lag. Mm-hmm. And that's when it becomes stressful for Pete. It becomes stressful for the homeowner because the homeowner's like, why aren't you here today? Well, we called for money. We didn't get it. We understand that because this is one of the loans we do a lot of. We want to make sure that everyone's experience is where it should be. Not, oh my God, we couldn't get money. That would never happen with us.
Sounds great.
I mean, they move pretty well. I mean, it's,
so this pretty much takes me to our next question, Anthony, and that's, people ask, am I a candidate? Who's the best candidate for this?
Yeah, you see, so the good thing about this loan, everyone's a candidate. As long as, again, the reason why you wouldn't be a candidate for a certain type of loan of cash out or a equity line is equity. With this loan, the equity is so much more than you think.
We're building the equity.
We're building the equity. So basically, what's so important is, remember, your house is worth $500,000 today. When Noah is done, it's worth $1 million. I tap into the $1 million before you even start construction, which is why anyone's a candidate. Because again, normally you wouldn't be. You owe $500, your house worth $500, you owe $350. Can't get any money. It's 80 LTV. My way, you owe $500. It's going to be worth $1 million. I can go to 95% of the $1 million if you needed it. If you don't need it, you go to what you need, and you go from there. And then once the loan is done, you know what your value is because the appraisal's already there. It usually comes in higher than when it's finished because it's finished. But you're talking about people call us all the time. I can't believe my house is going to be worth that much money. Well, look at the house that Noah designed with you. When it's done, all you got to do is go online and search Zillow.
Kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms, all add to the value of the house.
Yeah. And like I said, when you're looking to upgrade, people think buying is the only way, and buying is great, but you see what's out there what these people are building. They're not building anything unbelievable, but you're paying top dollar. So why would you pay top dollar for somebody's okay job when you could pay exactly what you want and get exactly what you need, and now it's exactly worth the same or if not more, but done to your specific likes and needs, which is huge.
And if you love your zip code, school district and everything, why move, right?
Why move?
Now, just to get our clients, our viewers, what is the paperwork they need? What do they need to get ready for you to start getting these loans? So like the documents and everything that we'd have to get.
It's just like a regular mortgage. They would call me right away. I would give them a list. The list is very simple. Mortgage statement you have right now, your taxes, your insurance for 2 years, 2 months bank statements, even though you do not need any money. This is a refi. You don't need any money out of pocket. And we go over what your new loan would look like, what your new payments would look like, everything with the loan officer that you get. Once we do all that, you get your approval. And then you start and we move forward. So it's just like a regular loan. There's no difference. It's actually a little bit easier because you're in the house already. So all your documents that you really need are there.
All right. So you gave us a lot of vital information there, Anthony. Thank you for that. And if I have to ask you, what's new? What's trending out there? What's new?
So what's trending right now is renovation loans. And I'll tell you why. Because the market is still a little crazy. People don't know what's going on. It's getting a lot better. But people are looking at these houses on the market, and they're seeing they're getting top dollar for houses that really do not play the par. So these loans are becoming very, very popular because people don't want to leave where they are. They want to stay in their house, school district with their kids. They don't want to work with their kids. So these loans are becoming very, very popular. As these loans keep going and as the rates hopefully come down, the market gets better and better. You're going to see every house go up, including your own. So that's why these loans right now are very popular.
All right. That's great. So will you just remind our viewers those two types of loans that you highly recommend?
Yeah, home style is the conventional version, and 203K is the FHA version. They're both very good. They have pluses and minuses to each. It all depends on you as a client. But those are the loans that will tap into future equity, which is huge.
It's great. Well,
it's great. A lot of information for our viewers at home. It's pretty good. So, well, guys, that's our show. If you like what you're seeing and like what you heard, please share our show.
And guys, remember, if you didn't know, now you know.
Give it my all.